We thank you all for joining me for another session of Elder Earth Phantoms of the Past. We have any volunteers to perform a recap today of last session's events before we jump back into the craziness that is sport?
I'll do it.
What?
Last time on Elder Earth. No. Phantoms of the Past. Our heroes, now under the tutelage of Mistafar, settle into their new homes here at Zion's Hope. To get to know each other, the next day they venture out into town. Judas, Lewis, and Amrit go to a bar to sing their praises while Sora, Phoenix, and Tasha look around at a local, I forgot the word for this, fuck. A junk?
Dump.
Yeah, a dump. It's pretty much a dump. They meet up at the bar and socialize a little bit before going back home. And the next morning, it's sports time. It's pretty cool game, guys, so far. It's getting pretty heated. No points yet, but it's getting pretty good. Yeah. Also, more importantly, Quill threw Sora into lava, so that boy's kind of cooked going forward. But we'll see.
Thank you very much. You know the drill. D3.
Amazing. Awesome. I
Just
will use
saying,
it well.
a scrapyard is different than a dump, but that's alright. Y'all be
This
fine.
is true. This is fair. I'm sorry. I should have went to it. I should have got a thesaurus for that moment.
No, it's good.
Not shade. I should get a thesaurus.
But it is game on. We're at the top of the order. A new ball has spawned. We only did show you one ball. What is its AC and hit points? Let me pull up the. You can think of everything? Think of everything.
Well, the players are always out in that rig.
Yeah.
Let's see. So it goes up by 1 and 5 hit points. So it's a 20 ball. No, it's 11 ball hit points and 16. Sorry, I'm doing that. I'm doing it back at 15 hit points. And Tasha's up first. She nearly got kicked into the lava, but she managed to hold her footing against Amrit. Ball has reset. Does she make the daring jump back? We know she doesn't have an athletics. Are we risking it for the biscuit? You guys
Did
did.
last time.
You think she'd do it?
I would think she would.
She'd do it.
Go all in.
She did. All in the lava.
Oh no.
She jumped.
Stop
She's like, she looks at Quill and goes, I did it once, I'll do it again. And then she slips off. And here we are. She's in a cage next to Sora, Creed.
Oh.
Sora had gotten out, so she's on the opposite side.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Why is the script not? Oh, did I put. Hopefully it'll catch up when I do turn end. Oh yeah, Sora got out. You're expelled into the expelling square. Lewis, you're next to the doctor himself.
Okay. So last time Lewis's arm was going crazy, and he has no idea what the hell is going on. So first things first, bonus action, Shadow Friend is going to attack the good old doctor. But that is a 7, so it misses as Lewis pulls back his arm, just trying to prevent whatever the hell is going on from properly assaulting anybody else, and tries to make some distance, not really caring about opportunity attacks.
The doctor will take an opportunity attack.
That's fine.
Just to hit you with his walking stick or the staff, but he fails.
Got it. Let me see, what's the current state of the board? We saw most people start to run that direction, and I believe he noticed Phoenix heading toward that side, so probably best to try doubling back with the ball. So I started from Went from here to here. So I've used 15 so far. I got another 15. So that's 20. Action to grab the ball.
Alright.
25, 30.
A bonus action, right? If you have a strength.
I use my bonus action to do Shadow
Oh
Friend.
shit! Shit, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
You guys have control of the ball, I think.
Let's see.
Creed would be released this turn, but is not able to participate just yet. Will sees Sora and gets real nervous and runs into the darkness.
Oh, don't go so soon. We're gonna have so much fun, Quill. Come back here.
Ah, ah, ah.
Oh, always making it more fun.
See right. Use a sec. What shall we do? Good old. I know. Quill's not gonna be happy about this.
Oh, he's gonna drop that.
He needs another use of his Shadow Rune Troll so he can move into here.
Does the crossbow open fire on us?
Yeah, once you guys are revealed, both of you would owe me the deck save. I think it's DC 10, right? Yeah, it is DC 10. You and Quill avoid it. Oddly, almost working together oddly enough, as both of you understood the assignment. But what that says, Dr. Mortis envelops you in shadows, poor old Newell. He's not done. As he envelops you in his shadows, a fight for the ball ensues. He's going to steal the orb. Or, well, he's going to attempt to steal the orb. You need me to remind you what your choices are?
Not gonna be needed, because athletics is the one thing he's good at.
Go for it.
Let's do this. Bop.
I don't think I can beat that. If I roll, can I beat that? I'd have to get a nat 20, it looks like.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, damn close. He tries to stiff the ball, but for now you have it.
Oof. He feels a little bit of movement along the ball as he's running through the shadows, and he just like pivots his foot over to his side, shifting his entire body. Not this time, young'un. Gonna have to try
Yes.
out on that.
You just hear impressive. Eat you up.
She cannot see into that shadow. Not quite sure of Lewis's intentions. She will take another shot at this armor that she was shooting on earlier. Not at, oh yeah, 10 probably misses.
She just lift up its metal arm and block the blow.
Yeah, Jenkins will start to reposition himself, see if he can be of any help to Lewis in the future. Is going in front of these, are they called bombardments? Is that difficult terrain right there? He needs to go behind, I'm assuming.
Yeah, to go through them, yeah, it'd be difficult.
Dash. EOD.
What is Judith doing?
All right, Judith, can I see over this thing? Can I see onto this platform?
Onto the platform? Yes, certainly.
Okay. Okay, well, I can't do much. There's a big thing of darkness, and I don't like doing this because it's kind of like lying, but that's all I can really do. So I'm just going to write in my notebook, or write with my quill, and just like that, the orb came free, and it came down the stairs, and I'm going to cast Silent Image, and I'm going to make it look like the orb has fallen and landed right here.
Now, before you commit to this course of action, that is a big ball. Once it starts hitting the floor and rolling, they'll know it's not the real. But it doesn't produce any sound. It's gonna make noise against the gravel. Now, would you still follow that course of action, knowing that?
I mean,
Does it fall to the ground, or is it?
well, I mean, I guess maybe maybe I have it leaning. How about I see what you mean, but I'm hoping like they're kind of far away, and there's the heat of battle, so I'm gonna have it maybe come out like it's coming over here, and then roll on this side so they can't see it. Yeah, I'll use the tool here. Yeah, like say if it like make it look like it rolled out here and then fell over here, so they can't see exactly where it is, but people.
Or maybe have it roll out just on the northwest side and not go down any stairs, because they might. Oh, but then when they go to grab it, they'll know. Never
That's
mind.
something we have to consider. This should be, if it's even a little confusing for the enemy, it should be equally confusing for your allies.
That's okay. I'm gonna confuse probably the allies because I know I have faith in Lewis. I have faith in the old man. But yeah, that'll be what I'll do. My action, my bonus action. Everyone looks like they're pretty healthy, so that'll be it.
Oh, Quill.
Huh?
Hi.
He
Dex
points to the
save.
ball. Look!
Oh, deck save, by the way.
Yeah, every time you get on the platform.
Okay.
You're good. It's DC 10 all or nothing. So.
Oh, that sounds like fun. But me and you are playing now.
Huh?
She's gonna swing at him with her staff.
I'll do that.
What?
Yeah, you get him.
For 5 bludgeoning. She comes in and just swaps him across the beak with the staff, and then goes spending a key point right into a flurry of blows. That one's gonna miss.
Yeah, it's close. He's got 13 armor. There you go. You get him.
Just smack him across the other side with her foot. Aren't we having so much fun now?
But I love you.
Oh, I love you too, Quill. I'm having so much fun right now. And Sanctuary ends because I attacked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. EOT.
He's hurting. Amra.
I was muted. Yeah, Amber looks at it like, ooh, damn. Hit the ball. I'll be back.
Okay, I'll have fun here.
Good luck. She says to Quill.
Oh, God.
I'm a dash.
Wow, and the ball's right there.
When when I see Amrit get close, can I give him a little whisper like, Psst, it's fake?
What is your passive perception? That's the only real answer. You're still 25 feet away.
Mine is
My-
14, I believe.
Judas, give me a deception roll just to see if you can get the message to nobody else. Yep, the DC was his passives.
Cool.
At least a 14, you would get it to him.
Gotcha. He stops in his tracks. Also because that's his movement, but he stops in his tracks. Oh, gotcha. And that's his turn.
Sasha gets released, but does not act on it.
Her first sight is Quill getting the shit beaten out of him.
Yeah, she's like, what the? All right, Lewis.
Alright. Lewis is going to just continue running in the direction he was initially. Out of the shadow. Does that provoke any type of opportunity or anything? Oh wait, can't say. Or,
Well, you can see in his own shot.
right, forgot. Does that provoke any opportunity yet?
Oh yeah, he'll try to swing at you again. He doesn't have. He's not very offensive, but he'll try.
Okay. It's worth a shot. Lewis has no idea about the fake ball, so he's just gonna keep this one along with him. That's 5 feet. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And main action dash as he just hops over the railing. How high up is the platform
10
compared
feet.
to the ground? 10 feet? Okay, so I take a d6, not too bad. Action dash, so 5. I'm within range of the ballista now.
Yeah, I mean at some point you would be anyway. So
Okay, let me get that dex going then. Boop.
you're good.
Alright. 10, 15, 20, 25.
Phoenix is doing a double take between the fake ball and Lewis's ball. I'm like, what the hell?
30. Honestly, I think he was too focused on like getting out of the shadow to even notice the ball. So, all right.
That's okay. It wasn't for you, but I'm hoping that all the height difference is hurting you a little bit. But we'll see.
Reed is back in here. He's refreshed. Let's see what he's gonna do. Oh, you want to be violent, do you? I'll show you violence. Pyro, 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 bah. I put it just outside so it only hits Sora.
Great.
One lava to a new lava. It don't even look half as effective as it should have been. Half as much. 7 yet. He's not done. It's time to bust out all the stuff. Here's your weapon forms next to you. Luckily, you easily evaded.
Play with you next, Creed. Just give me one more second.
Oh. If I could defeat you, maybe the cult will accept me.
Probably not.
He starts trying, but you don't see because he turn over it. Next to you, and then he will complete his movement. But he's for some reason he's running this way. Oh, Quill looks at you. He's going to get the hell out of here. Does he? Balls too close. He'll take an opportunity and jump.
I won't take it. I'll be with you soon.
We'll see. we will action dash. Difficulty is a 65. It will also, he won't be able to pick it up this turn, but he's gonna get right onto it with his bonus action dash too. Both of his actions, bonus and action, get there. Since he's not gonna use all of his movement, I'll just have him take the long way to avoid an opportunity. But anyway. So yeah, he double dash. Gets next to the ball, and able to pick it up this time. Dr. Mortis sees Quill fidgeting with the ball. You fool, that's not it. Points to Lewis. He's gonna score. You see Mortis can move his shadows. I think he was expending another use, but he's moving them. Not able to catch up and stop Lewis. He doesn't have any heavy offensive spell. I don't know if Quill believes him, because he wasn't here to see it unfold. But Mortis could see in the darkness and that Lewis still had the ball that was taken specifically from the middle. I'll have Quill make a perception check. He'll trust his teammate. He'll put faith in his Phoenix, you're up.
Seeing the shadow move to behind Lewis here, she's not going to take any chances. She's going to lay down a grease. 60 feet. Yeah, she can lay down a grease between the shadow and Lewis. So if anybody comes out from there. So she will reach into her pouch and throw one of her little eggs full of grease.
What is it?
And Jenkins will come up from the other side. Dashing.
You're putting it right here?
Yeah. And she'll like yell to Lewis, doing hand gestures, pointing, go to the south, go to the south. And she will use her movement. She doesn't have a lot of it, but she's coming this way to defend if possible. Oh, Jenkins is gonna be in the way with his movement. Well, he could like go up on the stairs, couldn't he? Yeah. UT.
Which direction are you trying to cut off Mortis from? Going to the right or the left?
She's just gonna place it right there in the middle of it, hoping that covers enough that if he comes out, he'll slip on it. But I mean, she doesn't have any more action. She's coming this way, so next round she will be close enough to do something, but...
Okay. Judith, you're back up. Gunther, if you're talking, you're muted. Or I'm lagging again, one of the two.
No, I'm hearing
No.
static from his end a couple of times.
We just after him and change up. So why don't you take your turn while hopefully we can actually...
Okay. Oh, he's typing in the chat. Oh.
The single
we go.
step. Okay. There you go. You're getting healing word. In the meantime, you can make your movement and stuff. Why not?
Sora looks to the spiritual weapon next to her and then looks back to Creed. I'll be back for you. And she'll spend a key point for Step of the Wind.
Wait, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
There we go.
we're good now.
Oh, sorry. It was dropping out.
No worries,
Apologies.
man.
Yeah, so Judith will take a step and look and see Sora and say, Sora, get ready for the next one. Lewis is gonna score. Bonus action, healing word, and then as my action, as my movement, I take additional 5, 10, 15, 20. And as my action, I'm photographing a spell so I can get a live action shot of Lewis dunking the fucking ball in the hoop or whatever that is, the portal.
Okay, Dragon.
The Sports Center cut.
Now, are you gonna drop your silent image?
No.
It's concentration. So if you hold Photographia, you need concentration.
Then yeah, I'll drop it.
And Quill discerned it with Mortis's imp.
Oh yeah, no worries.
All right,
Okay,
Sora, take us away. He's giving you a plan. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, Sora's gonna get herself ready. She's gonna use her bonus action to Step of the Wind, doubling her movement speed. And Quill sees a shadow above him on the pedestal. Hello.
No one's faster than me.
You are very wrong. Also, you see the golden tattoos on her arm begin to glow. I think it's time I showed you my power. And she will use Brilliant Beam as her action and fire off some radiant scorching rays at Quill.
Got this.
Alright, first one.
Hit.
For 10 radiant.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, damn.
She heals a bit from that. 3, which takes her to max, honestly. Second one coming at him. 9 missing, and then 14.
All right, you get to describe your glory. He's going back in the cage.
Yeah, so from start to finish, Quill sees Sora's tattoo glow and golden arcs of electricity arcing off of her as she just puts her palm towards him. Playtime's over. And he just sees bright lights as they come screeching and blazing him back into a cage.
He threw you in the lava. He brought the lava.
Alright, my turn to play, EOT.
Emerald. You keep running with these guys. Well, Sora, they just keep running past you.
Motherfuckers. I'm gonna go intercept. He's gonna go back the way he came.
Rock, it has to breathe through your nose and out through your mouth.
Okay.
Also, maybe wear less clothes.
It's leather art. It's for protection, okay?
Whatever you say.
It also looks badass.
I was not disagreeing with you.
It's a look, alright? Actually, he'll dash to get to the crossbow here. And that's his turn for now.
All right, Tasha's finally back in this after being put in the cage on her last turn. Gonna take some pot shots at Amrut. She'll run forward, but since this is the first time she's back on the platform, she'll need to make that dex save. She easily avoids the arrow, and I would say like big dodge, she just sends 2 down lane. Because she got all her abilities back, the bonus action to help her get her first attack roll off, use her oracle's 2 to her longbow.
Ooh.
Hitting you for 9 damage, and then following up for the second one, which promptly misses. She rolls behind the stone statue here. He tells Creed, "At this rate, we're gonna lose. We have to change up our plan." Oh, all right. I wouldn't escape. Pass me the ball. I'm being serious. So am I. Don't forget I could turn it to mist. Lewis.
Run, Lewis, run!
All right. Seeing Phoenix start to set things up, and the general like arm motions, it just like go down south. He just gives a quick nod and full-on sprints that direction. 30 feet, using main action to dash.
He's first and down.
Yep. Gets into place as he just slams the ball into the ground with his bonus action. Let me double check the rules. I'm pretty sure it's a bonus action to score. Yes, it is.
And Judith, you line up that shot perfectly. What's going through your mind as you see him?
Just the beauty of like the lava, like the flame, like the heat is in between us in the foreground, and all I see is just like him, old man, reclaiming his glory, and I could be nothing but proud.
Lewis.
Page.
Lewis, you hear all the dwarven statues yell, "Score!" As Judith takes the shot. You get it. Touch it down the ball. The ball remains there, and a new ball instantly appears in the center.
Lewis just has like slight smirk on his face as the ball is placed into it. Child's play.
I know what to do. Yes. First, I'll run to the right. Creed, no more speaking your plan out loud. Got it. Culters. And he gets over here. He was already shot at once. Did he get shot at, or he hasn't got shot at by the thing?
Tasha did actually. I don't know if she did.
Good measure.
Let's find out. Let me look.
Yeah.
Let's go look.
If he did it, I just rolled. But if he did, then sure. He gets over here. He's kind of dash. He's not very athletic, so I won't say he can jump and pull himself up on the 10. So dash 10 up and 20 forward. He looks at the ball and you see him foaming at the mouth. Oh yes. Now it's my time to shine. Will gets released and he looks so sad. He looks at you, Lewis. It's kind of like when he looks back to Sora, it's kind of like Monster Inc. The second movie when the rivalry first was made with that purple dude, I forget his name. Randall, yeah.
Randall.
Randall looks at Sora like, "I'm never gonna lose you again, Sullivan." At the Mortis, teams at score. But the objective now behind him. But this was a good effort. If something went all, he's going to run up to the ball. But why run when he can't? With his shadow. Now you're not sure how much he can do, Sora. Whether he's using, we know at the very least he starts an action after he moves his shadow, but we're not sure whether he's picking up the ball or moving around. I'm gonna leave everything where it is.
Okay.
But all you see is shadows.
Well, can't see into his shadow, so she is just going to start rotating to defend the next two. She is too stinking slow to do any of the running herself. Used her action to dash. She has excellent. Yeah, no, bonus action to tell Jenkins what to do. He owes you a dex as he tries to cross that, huh? 15? Is
Yeah,
that
for
good?
the animated armor. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, just repositioning, guillotine.
Judith, I got some news for you that you won't be excited to hear. Took him 2 rounds, but he had prepared the crossbow. I need a dex.
Okay. A dex save.
Easily evaded.
Okay. How much movement would it take me to try to climb up this wall here?
Difficult terrain.
Okay, cool.
It's like 10 feet.
Kind of climb up, like quill in hand, in one hand, little notebook in the other hand. Oh, hey, how you doing? Okay, excuse me. Hey, can I borrow this for a second? And I'm gonna try to grab on to use the crossbow, but I guess it needs to be loaded now, right?
It does need to be loaded, but that's okay because he's loading it right now as we speak.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'll just I don't know where this Dr. Mortis thing is, guys. Action. You know, bonus action. I'll look over to Ram Man. Ram Man, do your best and take some healing. Okay, and then I guess do I have to wait whenever I'm ready? Whenever it's loaded, I'm gonna shoot Quill.
Sure. It's loaded right now. You can give me an attack roll. D20 plus your dex with no proficiency.
So this is +3. 15.
15 hits him.
Oh shit.
Okay, and give me a 10 plus your dex.
9.
He just gets out the cage and you shoot him right in the shoulder. Ah!
Welcome to the South Side.
I'm starting to feel targeted.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that'll be it.
A bonus action?
My bonus action was I healed Amrit.
Oh, you healed Amrit, okay. Sora.
Oh, we're playing this game again. I do love a good runabout in the dark. So she'll start spending some movement to try and find the ball. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
All right, when you get to... Give me a perception check so far.
Okay.
And get active.
Yep.
You would have... He tried to avoid you. You would have bumped into him at right here.
Okay. And I would try and take the ball.
Right? You try to take off him. You do have an advantage in that you have much better chances than him, but you do have disadvantage to swipe it where you can't see it.
So disadvantage on the roll?
You have sleight of hands or athletics disadvantage up. Because you can't see him, so.
Okay.
Don't worry, he's stats are. Well, he's a healer. Alright, so when he's on the defense, he gets to do athletics, acrobatics, or sleight of hand. Athletics, acrobatics, or sleight of hand. None of those, so he's just pressing stare. Oof.
Damn.
Try to grab it, but he just withdraws it too much for you. I wouldn't say he's faster than he's stronger than anything like that. No, he's not, but we're not being able to see it being a disadvantage.
So where I'm standing right now, where is technically where he'd be.
Yeah, you would need to move 5 feet, but you are aware that he's there.
Seeing as my main way of grabbing him and the ball didn't work, Sora smirks. Let us see if the light of freedom banishes this darkness. With her bonus action, she's going to Thunder Leap. And get to about there. I'll need to give him a con save.
Your con save? Okay.
Ooh, takes 10 thunder.
And he does still, even though this is a room build, it's still duplicating the darkness spell. He needs to make a con save again. I drop his darkness. Poor bastard did. Darkness is gone, and he drops to a one knee. Ugh. He tells you as he looks up at you. Among my class, physically I'm the weak. My body is not good for have a fitness. But I will still give it my best.
I think you are. You could be quite dashing under that mask, I believe.
Perhaps. But do not
All right.
underestimate me just because my body is extremely weak. I am diseased, you see. And that is why I'm become a doctor. To help others not become like me.
Very noble. I think we'll be fast friends after this game. And that is all of her economy. E.T.
All right, Emra, you heard him. He's diseased. Go ahead and beat him up now.
A weakness. Let's go.
Wicked.
Alrighty. I'll just bother Creed actually. Fuck.
Poor Creed.
Hey.
Hello, are you here to talk about cream and cookies?
No.
Oh. Let's see here. Yeah, you smack him right in the face. Must have been an accident. Oh!
Nope. I didn't mean that's the third one. What else should I do to this man?
Listen, we don't got no beef. Come on, man. I'll beat up Quill like everyone else.
Gotta spread the love, you know.
Sasha's like, I agree. She gets up here and she takes a shot at Emra. Let's put you back in that cage. Two again. And of course he still hits without it. Ooh, 12, that's a big one.
Okay.
He shoots you right in your leg, Emra, in your Achilles heel.
Cool.
Just like the book Troy. Gets ready for the next shot.
Can I do something as a reaction real quick?
Certainly.
I'm gonna do Hellish Rebuke.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
He's like, It'll just like slowly turn to her before she does this the second shot.
So surprised by this, she loads up her next shot. The flames swallow her. How do your flames look? Like, are they traditional red? Where are they?
I think it's more like steam for him, just like scalding water.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, water room. Yeah, you scold him and put her in like a sauna. Takes a hefty amount of damage. Hope you enjoyed that. Her hair's messed up. Time to send you back to the cage. 15 actually hit you.
I think it does. Yep.
Does 5 send you back to the nearest cage?
Yep.
What is the nearest cage? Oh, it's probably different.
It's the one behind her, yeah.
She catches her breath, all the steam as it finally comes down, and she looks at Creed and she goes, "Get the ball. You know the doctor's too slow. Get the ball. I'll help." She's going to use the restroom move, which is 10 feet, just to get into a more favorable. Back to Lewis, the old veteran. You played this game before. We've also chosen as a team leader, and you were first to score. What else you got in that tank of yours?
For the time being, just trying to get into place. As he action dashes just to get into position again. It's 30 feet, 40, 50, 60. Since Judith is currently manning, the harpoon doesn't go off.
I mean, no, it's the animated armors that are shooting you. Unless Judith is like, it's all fair, pow!
Just kidding.
Got it. That's all I got for the time being, as he's just huffing and puffing his way into position.
Right. Reed looks and goes, "Doctor, we must work together." He'll difficult terrain here, 20 feet, 5, 30, and he will. First, we have to stop her. You can't. She's like lightning. How fast she moves. But I've got something faster. The bonus action move his blade closer. Wait, my blade is not that fast. Oh, they lied to me. Oh well. I'm not done, Sora. I've got other tricks up my cloak. Hold person!
I will use my inspiration.
Time to put the beast down. It didn't work again. My magic. That book I found in the dumpster. Was it a lie? Was the cult right?
You know what doesn't lie, Creed?
Huh?
My fists.
Lord. That's a threat, isn't it?
I promise.
You wouldn't hit me while I'm down.
Oh, that's even more funny.
He faints and almost falls prone, but he gathers himself. Bill ducks down on all four. Time to go. Gonna move here. Actually, he'll save 5 more feet and he'll move here. Next to Lewis, so that's what, 15 feet? Judith. This is not a good ability against you, but he's not tied to your character sheet. He's trying to swap you and him to get him closer to the goalpost.
Okay.
Oh.
It's actually not that bad of an ability. It's a charisma save? Okay.
That's what I meant. You should have good charisma. Swap spots.
I just give him a wink.
Fire the thing at him.
What the hell? This cannot be. Lewis will get an opportunity. She's going to be forced to bonus action dash.
Got it.
He'll get here.
See him kind of break engagement. He just looks at him with a smile. Better luck next time, buddy. And goes for the swing. Boop.
You slice him right into his back and he yelps in pain. Silence. So you action 30 feet, bonus action dash. Oh, he moved 30 feet, bonus action dash, and then the action swap spots. Yeah, he's done. They're able to stop me using my dark. Nothing to stop me from reintroducing it. I can use it twice or needing a long rest. But I suspect the lava will call my name soon enough to refresh it. Let's see if you can stop my dark.
He's used it twice, right?
No, he's been moving it because we're too familiar with his ability. He's just been moving it.
Gotcha.
He was playing it off like it was thinking. Place it. You retreat to oh man, Emerald's coming out. Not much choice. But place it just beyond Tasha. Is that good that far? Maybe we can't. Let's see. I'll put it here then. And you see him disappear into the darkness. Grab his true self. He will not go to where I just put him. He'll go somewhere else in the darkness. I'm gonna leave him here, but for the stream purposes, because people don't think I'm just putting him wherever. I have a true purpose token, and I'm trusting you guys not to look.
What fun would that be?
With that said, Phoenix.
Boy, decisions. She is all out of trinkets. Remembers about jumping into the lava, which throwing yourself into the lava is kind of scary, but you've seen other people do it. Just for fun, though, she's going to take a shot. Can she shoot at anybody that's in the center from here? It's down low. She probably can't see, huh?
They would just have cover, probably a big amount. I would say you could see Creed would only have 2, but anyone on the middle platform would have more. The reason why he gets 2 is because he's high enough that you would see like his head and hood.
Right.
Everyone else is just they're higher than you, but not high enough for you to see them above you.
Yeah. So she'll just yell at Jenkins, defend that one. And she closes her eyes and jumps into the lava.
You could feel its heat. It's about to scorch your flesh, but the game sign ports you into the nearest one. We release the end of your neck. All of your resources restored to your character. Judith, what you got for me, girl?
All right. The doctor, thanks to his monologuing, I'm just gonna say, I think we should keep the doctor alive so he doesn't recharge his fucking darkness. And I'm going to, I don't know if I can actually do this. Could I? Whatever. I'm gonna cast light on. Can I cast light on something and then throw it, or is that 2 actions?
You can toss it up.
All right, I'm gonna cast light on. Let's see. Let's double check. What do I have on my thing? Definitely not my ink. I have a dagger. So with my dagger, I cast light on my dagger, and I want to try to toss it into the light of the the doctors. And I'm not sure, but does that dispel his darkness?
No. Darkness actually dispels light.
Oh, it dispels the magical. Oh, okay, got it. Okay, well that was that was my hack. And I'm just like, what am I doing trying to use this light bullshit? And I think in my head. And then I'm going to. That's it.
Light swallowed in the shadows. You can still feel that it's active. It's just that the darkness, the spell itself, overcomes light.
Yeah.
With the exception of, I
makes-
think, daylight.
It makes sense. It's a second level spell versus a cantrip. So as soon as I realize it's not working, I turn the light off. Like,
Okay, you would. Okay, I was gonna say we could leave it there. He might move the shadows, but I'll turn it off.
No. Thank you.
Sore.
All right, back into the shadows I go. All right, so 30 feet just to get close to it. Sora gives a quick wave to Tasha with a smile before moving inside. 35. 40. Anything yet?
No.
Alright, gotta spend a key point for Step of the Wind. Okay, so 40 movement again. 5, 10, 15.
Difficult terrain as you start climbing onto the crossbow.
Okay, so I've used 25 there. Move there for 30.
You would drop down. It wouldn't cost you any more movement, but you fall 10 feet. Do you have slow fall yet?
I can reduce
Oh,
it
you're
by
good.
2d6.
You're good then. This D6, you have 2D6.
Okay, 35, 30, 35,
Nothing.
40.
Nothing.
Alright. That's all I got.
Run through the shadows, making doctors sweat. Amrut, you're expelled from the prison, but it does cost you this. Tasha's there. Mortis, we can't see inside. Drop it, please. And Mortis will stop concentrating. I will show you where he's actually standing. Again, as always on this true point.
That son of a bitch!
Yeah, he didn't go further. He's been pretty smart. He stays further away from the goalpost. And as he drops it, Tasha will run up to him. Come on, quick. They're right on us. Doctor looks at him and goes, certainly, pass it to her. Passing this close. 5. We'll still make a check. Maybe she gets nervous and fumbles. Guessing that one's. She takes the ball. Passing is a bonus action, or is it action to pass? Check. Let me reference the rules I wrote out.
Message. Actually, it's a. Where the fuck is passing? Throwing the spear. It's a check, is it? Yeah,
It
you
is,
get to the
okay.
spear, yeah.
Okay, it's so simple. He will take it. And what is Tasha? She get the. She'll move this way. Trying to get it to Creed. Creed! Now! What will Lewis do?
Okay. So they're trying to head that. Seems like their general movement's toward that direction. Okay. So Lewis is going to rush on over. Actually, probably a good idea to start refreshing while it's gonna be a bit hard for us to really get over there. So Lewis runs along the pathing using his action to dash 50 feet, 55, and kind of just remembering one of his why did it move over there? I was trying to head toward there. And kind of remembering the rules that your abilities refresh after you pass out. He takes the final step and just dives into the lava.
And you're gonna put yourself next to Amra. Lava's about to shear you to get teleported into the cage.
Okay. Whoop.
Amra, what do you think when he pops up behind you?
What the fuck?
Now it's
He's
my
a lot
time.
faster to run.
Give me the ball. Give it to me. He can't mess this up, right? No way. Okay, thank God. 10 feet is yet. Is it an action to score?
I think it's a bonus.
Unless
Okay.
it's strength.
Well,
five.
he's not gonna have a bonus either. He's gonna teleport, but he can't teleport right on top. But he's gonna teleport right here, which is difficult terrain. But he's right next to his score post now, really close to it. He's holding onto the bars and the ball, and he's like, "Oh, I could see it." He like lifts it up, and then let's see if there's any others. Bill's got his own plan though. You like to pick on me? Of all people? Well, then let's do this again, shall we? He's got plans for Sora. Plans Sora don't like. He's gonna try to do it again. Drop you in some lava. This fails, I go down, and I disappear. Wait, no. I don't have to drop you in lava. I just have to slow you down. Go ahead and make me that. This is the second time he's used it, so he will have to die for you.
Do I have anything for this? No. Okay. This is a complete flat roll.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Quill's so upset. He's just like, vengeance is mine. Under his voice, he whispers, I'm Raven Man. He's just gonna dash up next to you. But one of these things walk by, we'll get a swing at. D20 plus 5. You might as well do the honest sword. See if you can smack him in the back.
Not quite.
Not quite. Luckily, he evades and he gets up next to you. His bonus action to swap, so he can't double dash. He stands next to you and he just goes, I don't know what you're up to, but if you want to beat on me so bad, here I am.
Did you call yourself Raven Man?
My favorite superhero. It's a comic strip I read. Wizards Weekly.
Can you read it to me sometime?
He looks at you and he whispers under his breath, over my dead beak. Dr. Mortis gonna run up to Quill. You're in no condition to fight, Quill. Please let me do my job. Heal you. He will cure wounds. Or no, it wasn't supposed to. So I'll get rid of 2, took the 5 from that. 12. Oh, I'm feeling much better. Now we have to find a way to stop this speedster. Probably the only one that can make it up to Creed in time. I'll do my best as well. Phoenix, release from the cage. Judith, things are getting spicy.
All right. Spicy. Judith's gonna start walking up the stairs. 5, 10, 15. Oh, I'm 90 feet away from Creed in a very precarious position. Okay. I'll reach into my quill. I'll say, Quill stopped at the worst place he possibly could for instant death and a fiery bath, as he passed out, and I cast sleep.
Oh,
Sadly,
shit.
only at first level, so we'll see.
You're doing it to who?
Creed.
Okay, because you said Quill. I was like, wait a second.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Creed.
Creed,
Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please.
Creed is passing out. I want you to roll me a D9 to see if the ball rolls into the lava or next to him.
A D9.
Yeah, because the ball's gonna roll. Once he falls asleep, he'll release the ball, and that's gonna automatically put him in the
What is
closest
it?
cage. No,
Slash
there's 9
arm.
directions. Yeah. 75 and
1D9.
7th direction, starting from the top left. Ball rolls right in there.
Cool. I'll use the last 15 feet. 5, 10, 15 of my movement. And that's it. I'll kind of give Sora the look, like, your time to shine, lady.
Sora watches as Creed tumbles into the lava, then turns back to both Mortis and Quill. Well, this has been fun, but I have places to be. And she'll use her last use of Thunder Leap. And get the hell away from both of them.
Should have saw this coming. Sorry, Quill.
Does that use up movement, that ability? Let me double check. Keep it within 15 feet of your original. Does this
Nope.
use up...
Whenever something puts you in a new position, it does.
Okay.
I owe you 2 con saves, correct, Amundo?
Yep.
Will makes his con save and succeeds. Dr. Mortis. Oh wow, he succeeds with his -1.
Okay, they take nothing, but no opportunities.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
So, Sora gets about there with 25 movement, uses her action to pick up the ball. Let's see. Time to put some distance. Use the rest of that movement to... So use 25, I would have 15 left, I think. Man, my math is all... I would have 15 movement left if I've used 25, right?
Oh yeah, 40? Yeah.
Okay, put another 15 feet right there. I'm a lot of key at these days, but you know, doing my best, EOT.
Emerald.
Alright. I had a plan, but that's not the plan anymore. Because the ball's back in the middle there. I guess I should head on down. It's already okay. Okay, I'm a dash. Then I'm gonna splash step back to the middle here.
Got you at that.
So let's see. Alrighty. That was everything. So yeah, I'm back in the game.
She doesn't think that she can take the ball in time, nor does she have the movement to. She's gonna attempt to try to break the ball, if it's very difficult. Use this twice, so this is her final use. Getting back. Shooting 5 damage onto the ball. Thinks, that's right. Get away.
Tasha, no, my ball.
Mine.
No, mine.
Me. You guys have a similar argument for Lewis. Lewis, you are expelled from the prison. Return.
Just takes a step out of the cage, and she just quickly cracks his neck. All right, let's do this.
Read similarly. Quill. Damn. I don't have my shadow, but I have an idea. It's going to dash and a double dash. Right into the lava. Goes into a cage. And he tells himself, good idea. Mortis looks at the battlefield. They truly are exceptional individuals. That's short. Looks back to his 30 years, and they all just, one of them puts their fist up and some nods and some cheers. Have to represent. What? And he is going to dash to the center. Calculates what happens next. Phoenix, you have been removed from the cage, can take a turn.
Yeah, I don't know which way to send Jenkins. Don't know which way Sora's going, but Phoenix knows she wants to get up to the north one, so she will go that way.
Is Grease concentration or does it stay?
It just stays for 10 rounds. I've been keeping track. This is my 3rd turn.
Tracking. You could eventually grease up half the map. Lol.
Yeah, just trying to do it not in front of my own people's. We will, though, bonus action expeditious retreat on herself so she can move more than 25 feet.
Tracking.
And then Jenkins is just like, left, right, which way do I go? He'll figure it out next turn.
Judith.
Right. Judith seeing the Doc and Tasha and Sora here. All right, well, see you soon, Doc. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I was kind of like roll and kind of fall onto, and like kind of like a cool, something cool, like a little like tuck and roll as I jump off the side here, and I crouch down. And, you know, I'm like, Sora, do you think you can make it?
I can make it.
Great. I hold my action again to take another photo.
Oh boy, what I plan to do is risky.
That just makes it
Well,
exciting.
whatever Sora does at the end, I'm taking a photo. Whether actually he's gonna score anyway, so no big deal.
Oh, you've jinxed me. So
And have faith in you.
Sora's going to use her main action to dash. And Judith, you see her coming really close to the edge over here. So I'll take an
Uh-oh.
opportunity from that guy, I think. Because I had to pass by him to get to that space.
Yep. Take an opportunity. Attack for 12. Oh, no, that's the attack roll.
Okay, so I'm not done moving. That was all in one motion. I used 40 of it. I have 40 left with the dash. Sora's gonna sail like the frickin' wind. Her long jump is 26 feet. Well, 25, rounded down. She's gonna try and just jump for it.
Does she know that it's the other place? Or can we score in any of these things?
Any of the post.
Oh shit! Never mind.
So
You can only score at a post one, so this bottom one, for example, is no longer score. You would make it with your long jump. Yeah, you make it. No check needed if you can clear the distance.
okay, and yeah, Sora comes into a landing position. How from there?
You clear 25 feet, so yeah, you would be where you are now.
Okay, and like a slam dunk.
Jackson scoring.
Yep.
2 points for the team. Statues
Okay.
all scream.
Yeah.
Score! And then what does Jenkins do?
Slow robotic clap.
One more. Take it all.
That's like a villain clap.
All right, EOT.
Good job, Sora. Emrat, the ball's just in time for you to take.
Oh, it's me. Third, I think that was third. That's good. That was third. Anyway, alrighty. I probably should take the ball just
Okay, while we're getting that sorted out, heat break opportunity and continue on his sprinting. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 55, 60. Okay, and he's going to hold this position right now, just to help guard the southern area.
Oh, I really hope it doesn't mess up anymore.
Here's the open.
Six damage. 22 hit you for 6 damage.
All right. As the dagger sinks into Lewis's elbow, his mechanic arm starts to glow red and orange as it heats up. Reaction steam release. Just to get it charged up. And I take the 6.
He's gonna move here. He's gotta do something big. He'll move over here. Oh, he's got one advantage to refresh. Hitting you in the back for 8 damage, Emra. And a little giggle for 0 points of psychic damage. Girl gets released. Dr. Mortis will come in, try to grab the ball from him. It's very
shit.
unlikely. Swings his head and looks up at you. He didn't say anything. No, he's just like looking at
Oops.
you. Little Goblin Jr. gonna cry. He takes his time.
Change of plans. So she stops and turns around and goes the opposite way. She's going to use her action and her bonus action to dash since she has Expeditious Retreat on her. Right there, she needs to make a dex check, yeah.
Shot comes out. You're good.
Okay, so 25 more feet. She gets up to there. That's as far as she can go. Jenkins, however, needs a dex save.
Good.
UD.
Judith, you're the one that's gonna score this final point. You feel it.
Probably not. But Judith's going to kind of start to come over here. 5, 10, 15, 20. And say, oh, excuse me. And try to move over and would it take me like 10 movement to like come over here to turn the whole thing around?
I'll take your bonus action.
Okay. Okay, cool. Bonus action, but stay here. Either way, bonus action. I'm gonna turn this thing around, and hopefully it's loaded and take a shot at Tasha.
Poor Tasha.
Oh no!
Tasha avoids. And this guy just rearms it.
Okay. There's action, bonus action, 20 feet. Oh. Alright, then I'll just use the remaining 10, start to 5, 10, and start to head back to the left.
Sora, what are you doing? You going for a dip or you gonna keep running?
Seeing as everyone's having so much fun out there, she takes a step onto one of these spikes. But before she goes in, she's having so much fun. And every time she seems to have a lot of fun around everyone, bad things always tend to happen. So if anything, before she dips in, she's just gonna entertain this nagging feeling and look up into the sky and see if there's like something up there.
You're surprised there's clouds and the police.
Oh shoot, they're after me! And she jumps in.
Nearest cage. I think that's the
Sheer
top
one.
or bottom, or is it even? No, okay.
And that's it.
All right, Emma, you actually already have the ball because you've been stealing it from these two. Go crazy.
Alrighty. Okay. And when I leave with the ball, do they have like a reaction to like try and snatch it? Like because we're so close, or I just start running?
Let's find out.
Alrighty. I have the ball.
No, they have to. You're fine. It's only when you initially pick it up. While you have it, they're able to try to take it. But all but giving up. Girl looks. He dashes. Running. Gets a flashback to being chased by the police.
Pretty close tonight.
And needs a deck save because this is the first time since he's respawned he crossed the bridge. Will take 11 damage right into the side. He's back down to poor old 16. And from right here, he's going to dash to Emmer. Emmer, you're boxed in. They look like they got a plan to steal that ball. Quill, you know why you think that? Because Quill says, if we get the ball, I'll swap me and that foolish old grandpa over there. Dr. Mortis is going to move to the edge and dealing with. I don't think we can win. We're willing to continue, then shall we? Phoenix.
Oh, this is a close one. Does she dodge around these things or not? Nah, she'll take it. So she will try to run between these things.
It's 5 damage.
She's gonna get herself in position just in case. And Jenkins is just going over to the other one.
Judith Bloom.
All right. I think I'm just going to start running. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Lava dip? No. 30 and man, would be interesting. It's okay. I don't want to yell this because they would all hear him. So they would all hear me talk to Amber. So I will just go here and take a fire bolt at Tasha.
I'd say Quill, honestly.
Okay, I'll go Quill. A firebolt at Quill.
You see him coming in and gets a sixth sense about him. He ducks and the firebolt flies and almost hit. Get him where it almost gets hit.
So that's what that feels
Okay.
like.
That's my stuff.
Sora is released from the cage.
All right. I wonder how everyone is doing because she literally can't see anybody.
Emra, you've got the ball. Everyone in the world and the grandma is trying to stop you.
Yeah, I feel like LeBron right now. It's kind of crazy. I'm throwing it to Lewis.
You could jump as far as possible to make the DC a little bit lower, but you will guarantee falling in the lava. I think you can make that jump.
Yeah, it's 25 feet away from us at the moment.
We should have taken a photo of this. This would
Yeah.
be awesome.
I'll jump and toss.
What is your give me an athletics to see how far you cover your jump. You don't have a running start to impacted.
Gotcha. I will use my inspiration.
Okay.
Athletics, you said?
Yep, jumping is an athletic.
Gotcha. Here we go.
Inspiration. Damn, you nearly cover it. You fall right here. That's a DC 10 for Lewis to catch it. Or for the enemy to try to steal, because you know Tasha's going to make that jump on her turn too. So DC
Yep, I got
10
my
toss.
reaction. Let's do this. You.
Oh,
Holy shit.
exactly.
Hell yes.
Jesus Christ.
Hell yes.
Emerald, you're in a cage, but it was for a good cause.
For the
Little
mission.
quick salute.
Visually, what do you like saying, Emerald? Like, what do you pray for you, Douglas?
Throw it in. That's all he says. And he falls in.
Gotcha. We don't have a choice, Quill. No, we don't have time for the swap. This is a freaking DC 20 with her no athletics ass. Oh my
Oh,
god.
Jesus.
I needed that 20 to get next to you and try to steal. Oh my god, I felt it.
Oh,
I was
no.
like, I felt like it was gonna happen. She lands outside thematically, but then as she's like landing, she like slips off the edge. She looks at you one last time, and as she falls, true leader. Lewis, end this fucking game.
I wasn't the one that led them. They were just good enough to finish this themselves. As he just slams the ball into the ground.
Yeah. Crowd goes wild. You conclude the game with the third score. All the teachers clap and are really impressed. Creed, Quill, and Tasha seem a little sad, but Dr. Mortis didn't seem to care in either way. He claps as well. The animated armors clap too. And you'd think that it's now safe to cross the bridge and they won't try shooting you. Lewis, you've won this game, but no effort of your own. It ended the way it should have started. Teamwork, from a toss to a score. Well done, everybody.
Right in front of the third years too. Love it.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's
so
awesome.
good.
Tell me you looked at the Lewis as you slammed that ball down.
As he slams, he just slowly turns. He turns with one shoulder facing them and just looks toward them with one eye.
They all just nod. You see Viridian and Vata look at each other. Nimbus goes, "Now that's heroic." And Mortis would bow to you. How do you guys celebrate this occasion as the class would come to a recess or a close, for the day at least, till tomorrow? What do you do?
On the edge of this platform here, after Lewis makes a score and everything's clapping, she walks up besides Dr. Mortis, looks up at him because she's so much shorter than him, but gives a nod of respect.
Your class has done really well. Conducting, much like to me, is outstanding. You see, physically, not up to par for game. But it was quite fun playing with you. Phoenix, if I got the name correct.
Yes, and I feel perhaps I have much I could learn from you. But for now, I'm going to go celebrate with my teammates.
Earned. Good job.
She hops down.
Bill sits, he drops to his knees, and he actually, a single tear rolls down his face.
He would feel Sora's hand on his shoulder as she crouches down next to him. You made this so much fun, Quill. You are very joyous to play with.
And no match for your class. Why did we even come back to this school?
Good
Speak.
question. I was wondering that myself.
We just, I didn't get accepted into the cultists. That's the only reason I came back.
The cultists didn't want you, and yet you think this place...
This is an equal opportunity place, thank you very much.
Yes. You know what, Creed? I'm glad for you. It seems that your childhood wasn't burdened with an abundance of schooling. Good job.
Oh, no. I come from a very rich household, and I've got 2 parents.
Yep.
Quill, just because, don't compare yourself to us.
She's right. We shouldn't have came back.
But think of it this way. You may not beat me today, but imagine who you would be the day you do. Wouldn't you want to strive to be the person that beats me
That's what I'll do. We'll become rivals. We'll need code names. I'll be Naruto.
Oh, that sounds exciting. Who shall I be?
Something with an S. Sasquatch. There we go. It fits your MO.
Yes, it'll be Naruto and Sasquatch.
There we go.
And, are you sure you won't share your comic with me?
It's in my room. I'll get it later.
Okay. Looking forward to it. I'm gonna go celebrate with my friends.
Hey, a question. Do we all have to sleep in Tasha's room, or is Tasha getting kicked out? That was a point of conversation when we were walking up to the arena.
I don't know. I saw a lot of space in there. I'm sure if you ask nicely, they'll give you a room. There was plenty empty. I look forward to our comic reading, whatever our comic is.
The rest of you would eventually meet up. What are the rest of you guys?
I'm about to fight Lewis. No.
His ass. It's Moscow.
We
Seeing,
stood like 5 feet apart. So I'm just like, why? What are we about to get into?
You're a little spry for your age after all, old man.
First things first, since Lewis and Emrat were meeting up first, he sees Emrat start to approach him, and he just lifts up his mechanical arm toward him before a fist bump.
What's that?
Got quite the set on you. Good job.
Yeah, good catch, Noel.
And he's
And
just
right
keeping
when
his arm up
right when
waiting.
what's up?
He like wraps his hand around the fist. Yeah.
And right when he does that, Judith takes a photo of the moment.
And as he places his hand on Lewis's hand, he gets a slight burn as steam release is still going. Yep, sorry about that. Still
No,
need to figure out how to turn that off.
It's fine. I jumped in fucking lava like 30 seconds ago. It's all right.
As they're doing that weird fist bump, Sora's face kind of hovers up above Lewis's arm, looking over the hissing metal, and then she just bites onto it. Ah!
He just blinks. You're right over there.
She like does a couple of chomps, and seeing that her teeth aren't gonna do the job, she like leans back. Yeah, your arm went all mouthy. Just checking it. Just checking if it is okay, I guess.
So you noticed,
Kind of hard not to. It went a little spastic.
Wait, what are you talking about?
His arm, it went all. She like makes her arm all wiggly, as if that like helps.
I'm gonna say that in this moment, everybody make quick perception checks. Amra and Judith, you have advantage on this.
Oh.
While you guys are making your checks, you see Vada step down. His teacher told him to clean up, and he gets here. He thundersteps the ball. Then he just drops the ball in the center, and he repeats the pattern, thunderstepping and dropping the balls in the.
Okay. With checks that freaking high, and it makes sense that Phoenix would be able to make it. Amrat and Judith, you notice that on Lewis's shoulder where he showed you his rune, it seems to be glowing slightly, but not the usual red coloring that you would see from the fire rune, but it seems to be a slight dark purple. And Phoenix, being a Shadow Rune yourself, you would recognize the both the coloring and the general shape that's peeking through his jacket to be a part of the Shadow Rune.
She notates it, but she doesn't say anything out loud.
You should really get your guy to look at that.
Huh? He looks down as if just barely realizing what the hell is going on, and lifts up the sleeve, and underneath it, you see connected with the half of the fire rune is the other half of a shadow rune, almost meeting together as it's just slowly pulsing and starts to fade away. Well, that's new.
So, what rune are you again?
I'm supposed to be a fire. I don't know what the hell that was all about.
Looks like you've been blessed by the shadow as well.
Oh,
His face seems to just become much more concerned.
You
oh,
mean you didn't know?
No. The last time this happened was back when we fought Hyperion, and that was the first time I ever noticed anything like that. Seeing it now was just...
oh, you must be like me. I was both chosen by wind and light. You are chosen by, it appears, fire and shadow. You wouldn't have happened to have met a golden-haired woman that looks motherly like me, and you had relations?
Can't say I have.
It was worth a shot.
Did you just ask if he's your dad?
I gotta start asking some people about it, I suppose. Although
I
I'm
think
kind
you
of...
should just start asking random people if they're dead, but at some point one person's gonna say yes, right?
I suppose so. Although I'm kind of glad he's kind of grumpy.
I can confirm I'm not your father.
See? Very grouchy.
Phoenix, what do you know about this shadow rune? It's not a inherently bad thing, right? You know, it's not an affliction, it's just another rune.
Yeah, I mean, some people think it's an affliction, but I don't.
And it's a part of the balance of things. One cannot have light without darkness. Neither can exist when the other can't. It's a balancing act, like everything.
Also, just
Exactly.
because some people think that the shadow rune might be an affliction, like you said, and the light's some holy thing, that's not necessarily truth. There could be good in the shadows.
And shadows in the good. As he just rolls down his sleeve again to cover it up.
I can
You can tell
contest.
that,
Sorry, I have to.
no worries. You could tell that Lewis is very discontent with having been blessed in this fashion, for whatever reason.
Good thing our teacher is our teacher. Perhaps you guys can have powwow.
Speaking of your teacher, that's tells you that he can contest. Shadows are just as good as any rune. And that you'll see that the stigma around it doesn't stem from nothing. Now they're cool. Class, today, completed your team fight tactic. Tomorrow will begin one of your preview classes. 2 things. Christopher says, good job. And he tells you that progressing in the school gives you reward. Speaking of reward, each of you are given 50 GP.
Oh shit.
Huh.
You all did good out there. I loved seeing your teamwork. You scored at each post brilliantly, taking risks when necessary, and withdrawing to teamwork at every step of the stage. You are going to be an outstanding. And I'm happy to see that we have an opposing team. You've earned the night. Let's get you back to Supreme. You all can rest properly. All the major previews. Any questions?
Will I get to play with Quill again?
Certainly. Quill will be in the major previews as well.
Oh, what fun.
But once you start doing your training, it's questionable whether you'd be with them or not. Say 50-50 maybe.
As Lewis is handed his gold, he kind of just looks down on it for a moment before pulling out 2 gold coins from it, putting it in his pocket, and just tossing it over to Sora.
Oh. What was this for?
Split it amongst yourselves. I don't want to keep so much gold on me.
Okay. How much was that?
So there was 50 from it. I took out 2 coins, so 48 split among the 4 of you.
Lewis's money doesn't jingle.
Sora gives him a look, but hands out the 12 gold to everyone else and shakes her head at him as he heads out. So 1 minute he's a grouch, then 1 minute he's generous. Very odd fellow.
Complicated. Must be the shadow rune in him.
What room was
Yeah.
yours, Phoenix?
Mine? You can't tell?
No. You don't wear it on your sleeve like me.
She does a motion with her hand and points at her shadow, which happens to be too long for her. It's like 2 times too long for her body.
Oh. Then the shadow truly is a friend of mine.
She smiles at you.
You are very complex, Phoenix. Really like that about you. You know things and you are very special. I can tell it.
Same for you, Sora. You are smarter than you look.
I believe I just have a different viewpoint of the world. Not quite, I admit I have a lot of weakness understanding a lot of your, mainland habits, but I am a fast learner, and I have my own tricks to teach.
You have insight and wisdom some others lack.
Or at least lack at the moment. I believe everyone is capable of growing better. Quill, Creed, Tasha, they are hard on themselves. But I see so much potential if they continue like we are doing.
Well, I hope you're right, but I don't have high hopes for the Quill, but that's okay. You can believe in him. I can keep him humble.
It is a balancing act after all.
I mean, personally, I think we should give him a chance, you know?
I mean, yeah, I ain't stopping him from being here.
Sure, but sometimes it's action and words, you know?
Sure.
All
Are
right.
you is this like a shadow rune thing? Is this why you don't like Quill?
No, I don't like Quill from the beginning that we set him, but that's fine. Whatever, I ain't do nothing to him. I don't know why you guys are all up on me.
Oh, I was just curious of where it comes from. That's all.
He's kind of terrible, to be
He
fair.
He threw her money when he first met her.
Yeah, that wasn't like genuine. That was like as and you know what? That's fine. Never mind. It's good. And she just starts walking through everybody. I believe there is some ale up in my room.
Fair enough. Hey, Judith.
Yeah.
About Newell's his arm issue. Do you think your friend Timberto would know anything about that?
Maybe. I don't really know too much about this whole double rune thing. Maybe he does. He's really smart.
And not just the rune aspect, but it seems to be doing some to the arm too, you know? So maybe it could be like a mechanical issue as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I think either a mechanical issue and I, I think I want to get Lewis something while we're in town.
It does seem to bother him.
Oh,
Which,
Jesus.
hello. As you see, Sora has just been looming behind you two. It seems like it bothers him quite a bit, which I'm very concerned for. Mine has never behaved like that, conflicting with one another. Truth and freedom are also a balance. As you know, that is my whole shtick, it appears.
Sure, yeah. I guess I can see that.
But I believe there's imbalance in Noel. We just have to help him find it.
Maybe there's a way that he can get rid of one of them as well. It doesn't seem if he wasn't born with one, and maybe he doesn't want it. There's got to be a way to get rid of it.
Well, maybe it was always with
You
him.
shouldn't be
And-
forced to do it if you don't want to have it. If you don't want it, right?
True. But we all change with life. Trying to go against the tide will always never work in your favor. I believe if he finds a way to balance the two together, he will find his potential. It's just my theory, though.
I think it's a good theory, but it's also not everything is so black and white. And if Lewis is unhappy with what's going on, I think there has to be a way to change it. And we're surrounded by all these rune warriors. I'm sure there's been somebody who's gotten rid of theirs.
Potentially. Either way, I'll do whatever it takes to help him if he accepts my help. So you just let me know if you need me.
Yeah, of course, of course.
I couldn't have done that game without you, Judith. You are very tactful and smart. Your way with magic is very interesting. Honestly, the sleeping one, that is quite cool.
Well, I didn't do much. I was just good. I was just able to stay back and get nice views of of the teamwork that everyone was showing. Here, look at this cool photo of you, and I just kind of like changed the subject, but look at a cool photo of you jumping over the lava, dunking.
Oh, that is quite the good side.
Next time it'll be better, I promise.
It looks fine. Actually, did I see you take a picture of me?
Yeah, of course. And I pull it up, and it's you holding onto Lewis's fist bump, but it's the back of you, it's like a back 3/4, so you can't see your face. You just see the horns in the back, and you see Lewis's expression fully in the third years behind, standing behind you all.
Oh no, you forgot his face in this one. Is
Oh,
there
no,
a-
that's the point. We don't
It
show the
is?
ram. I don't show the Ram Man's face.
Oh,
The newspaper kind of handled it. The readers would just all fawn over themselves, and we'd get swarms of love letters from the people, and we just can't. We can't do that much work. And she gives Amrit like a little wink.
I have never gotten a love letter. That sounds pleasant. Why would you not want one?
I don't know. Ask Amrit, and I'll start walking behind towards Phoenix as we get out of here.
Emrut, why would you not like love letters?
I never said that. It's just I don't like the attention, okay? That's all.
Why not? You are very interesting looking.
Thanks. I just like my privacy, you know? That's all.
And yet you keep ending up in these situations where you're surrounded by so many people.
Yep.
Maybe
Quite
fate has a
the-
different idea for you.
Quite the career choice. Maybe you're right. Maybe something should be taken out of the shadows. I just don't know if it's the right time. you know. But maybe this is a sign.
Well, I would love to be your friend, Ram Man. And I would like to be around you a lot, but you clearly enjoy time by yourself, and I respect that. So, whenever you just need time away from me, you just say so, and I won't be harmed by it, okay?
Yeah, sure.
We,
I
we need a-
appreciate that.
We need a code word for when Sora is annoying you too much.
Well, usually it's fuck off, but I'm gonna try and I will come with something nicer.
Okay,
I'll let you know.
I look forward to finding out what that is.
All right. And he will go up to his room as well.
Supreme is your mana.
Got it. Sounds
Look at you.
good.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do at your manor tonight? Whether that's engaging each other, or just closing out your character for the night, or we start the previews.
Phoenix will want to
Yes.
find the workshop wherever that is and tinker on Jenkins.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing this night?
I would, if it's okay to jump in my room, kind of like closed doors. I just kind of sit on the ground, and I pull out the photo that I took of Sora's markings, the words on it, and I will ritually cast comprehend languages to see if anything comes from it. As I ritually cast by putting a piece of paper down, and I hold my quill in my left hand, and I start writing what I see backwards, old Leonardo da Vinci style. And as I start to write on the piece of paper, the ink starts to glow, and the spell is cast.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to see if the symbols on Sora's it was your sash, right? That I took a photo
Your
of.
staff, yeah.
Yeah, she unveiled it, and took a photo of it the other day. So I want to know if I can read anything from it.
Sora?
I would say when you cast that magic, for whatever reason, it doesn't seem to work. You can't discern if it says anything at all.
All right, Judith, there's a mystery to you.
I thought she said this was a language. She's kind of like leaning over the table and peering down. I wonder what this means. And she's going to try to kind of just transcribe it. Try writing the symbols as well, and just kind of. It's almost like she's trying to figure out what the old school way of without magic of what it would mean, things like that. But this is how she spends a good amount of the night of the evening.
Not that it's related, but I wonder, did anyone take the rune reader background? Not related.
No, but because I saw a bunch of them when we were in the mouth that feeds.
Yeah, well, that was a deep speech. That's a length.
Well, no, we saw
There was
there
one
was
towards the
there
end.
was There was
Actually,
one
yep.
towards the end where it was on the ground, and I remember I went up and I looked at it, and you said it was the room. It was like the room. You asked about the room warrior thing. Would it be similar at all?
Yeah, it would be similar.
Okay.
So you would
So
discern the
she'll,
text is similar, but you would know for that purpose, comprehend languages wouldn't discern it.
that's okay. She'll take that thread and go with it. Thank you.
Excellent. And are the rest of you doing anything else? And if you want to do something that's lengthy, it's fine. We don't need to start the general classes today if you don't want to. Yeah, I can put you on the Supreme map and we can. Really up to you guys.
As Lewis makes it into his room, he just glances over at his shoulder again and just shakes his head. Undresses his upper half and draws his blade again, going about his usual training routine, swinging his blade repeatedly with his left hand, which is his organic one, the one he's been using to wield his blade all this time. And just goes about a routine of taking a step forward, swinging, returning back to the position, and just goes repeatedly about that cycle. It seems he's able to have a good idea of the form, starting to get the hang of it, and there's a brief moment in which he feels his hand start to give, but he's able to tighten his grip along his blade again. As he starts to get into the flow of it, the general zone, and his mind starts to blank out, various memories start to flow into his mind again. Of those 4 same people, the one dressed in more sorcery type of garb, another in clerical, another in more lightweight gear, traveling alongside him, each of them with a smile across their face and their eyes scribbled out. It proceeds to another scene, one in which the 4 of them are faced against what seems to be humanoid holding a black blade. And as Lewis is facing this, whatever this fighter is holding, everything around him starts to slowly fall apart, slowly shattering as black scribbles start to scribble out the entirety of the scene, leaving only but him and the black blade. As he feels a pain across his right arm and he shifts back to reality. He stumbles against the bed as he feels the pain in his arm and grits his teeth as he takes out the flask that he got from the bar and just downs it entirely, trying to calm himself down to the best of his ability. And as the alcohol starts to fill his mind and he starts to feel his body numb, he takes one deep breath. God damn it. As he just allows himself to slowly fall asleep on the ground.
What are the rest of you engaged in? And if you're just sleeping and not adding to what you do, got something. For example, Sora, I see you in time. Up to anything?
So thinking that Quill would have been in here with the comic book, she comes in and just sees it's all empty and looks probably clean and cleared out, and she looks around and just feels that pang of loneliness that just seems to follow a lot of the time. She kind of comes over to the bed and sits down on it and sighs. Everyone always leaves. Eventually. And she would just kind of lay back and look at the ceiling and just kind of close her eyes and would probably fall asleep in Tasha's room for that night.
The closing day for you, Phoenix? Thinking on.
Yeah, she'd be in the workshop. After she makes sure she's alone in there, like there's no other people in there, she would be talking to Jenkins as she greases some joints and checks behind his lenses, and she's just chatting with him like she usually does. I don't know about this group, Jenkins. I don't know if we belong here. The old man, his shadow rune, his arm. There's so many opportunities, but do we dare? And she like pulls on his arm, makes sure it squeaks a little bit, puts a little bit more grease. Didn't do a whole lot today. Played defense, didn't really get in there. God, she just kind of plops down and looks up at him. We gotta give it a little while longer. At least we got some gold. We'll send back to Auntie. I don't know if I'm wasting my time here. And she just goes back to tinkering with him.
Jenkins. Emra.
Amrit will go. He'll go to the other barracks, and he'll knock on the other team's door.
You would see Creed answers the door, and he's got a face mask on. The whole face is green. Oh, you. Don't judge me. I break out a lot.
Oh my god.
I said, don't judge me.
I'm sorry. What a fucking. This is out of character.
Oh.
Come with me. And he'll like lean inside the door and point to Quill. You too. Come on.
Quill jumps out of his bed. Tasha's in the yard shooting her arrows. Getting his. And the two of them would follow you. First, he would wipe his face really quick and put away the kiwis right after you.
We're going drinking.
Quill's like, serious?
I'm dead serious.
Looking at each other and they each smile. Excellent. I am of age to drink. I can hold my liquor.
Doubt.
You didn't. So you see, I didn't believe that. I believed you before you said anything. But okay, let's go.
Josh was like, and where are you all running off to?
We're doing cool guy stuff, right, Creed?
Yes, gentleman stuff, not the lady stuff. It's private.
I didn't say all that.
I was like, shut up, Creed. Yes. All right.
I'll
Good
bring
luck.
him back.
Good workout day today. Shoots a few.
He just nods.
Yeah,
And
you.
he'll just take him. Probably the same one they went to the night before.
Sure, you guys would travel out of town for about 20 minutes, some carriage. You'd arrive there and have drinks. Any particular conversation pieces, or just a night of relaxing fun with the crew?
Yeah, actually, he'll chat him up while they're drinking. Listen, I know it's been rough for the both of you, me as well, and it'll only get harder. but I think there's a future here for us, you know?
Creed looks at you and he took about 3 sips of his beer and he's like, yo, you're right. Ugh, this must be the strong stuff. This is the weak stuff.
Oh boy.
And Quill says, I think that Phoenix wants to kill me. I'll have to
I
keep
think
an eye
half
on
my
things.
team does, but yeah. You do that, honestly. I don't know. Well, I do know what's up with that, but to a degree. You know, just when we all first met. It'll take time for everyone. But someone told me today that there needs to be a balance. I think people like us need to throw our hat in the ring, you know?
Says, I've been an orphan since I was young. Always felt the need to promote myself in such a manner to feel more evolved or better. So I may have started off on the wrong foot, but I don't have anything else outside of these walls. And though Creed thought he did, this is everything for me. This doesn't work, it goes back to petty crime. So I could drink to progression, becoming better people. I had a rough life, and so I shared rough love. But now that I have a rival in Sasquatch, which you think you call it Sora, I think I can improve. He goes, me too, buddy, and he tries to cheer the wrong person.
This way.
Oh. Here's you. By cheering you, I mean he like cheers your antler or something.
Okay. Yeah. We don't need to be, you know, clerics or paladins. We just need to get the job done.
He nods. To the job well done. Are you paying for these drinks? We didn't get paid today.
Sure. Job well done.
And yeah, you guys have a few drinks for the rest of the night. Well, Creed has water for the rest of the night, but you bond, have some jokes. And,
He was drinking a fucking White Claw.
yeah, it's a White Claw or hard Mike lemonade or something. Yeah, but you guys bond. And Judith, how about you? You've just part of him.
Yeah, sorry, that was it. She's just looking over the notes and going back through the photos. And she's just trying to practice writing the rune language.
Oh yeah, I began with you. Thank you. Well, the night would pass for each of you, and just as you'd expect, the sun does rise. Be problematic if it does. Not that that's ever going to be an issue in this campaign. As the sun comes out and touches upon the land, for the day of school, day of fun. This time, not a lengthy athletics competition or ridiculous contest of stronger, but actual studies to learn how to use tools and skills better and understand how to manipulate and empower yourself. Today's major, we bring ourselves to the. Each of you are told to take a seat.